But obviously, the second will be about football, where Amokachi, George Aluo, and others promote and advocate for what we call community football. We can understand that everybody wants to come to the community, wants to come to tradition. Now, if you talk about Barcelona, Manchester City, those are community football. And Nigeria has been missing a lot from community football. We want a football club that is connected to the community, just like the way the Olojo Festival is connected. Olojo Chess Festival is connected with the Olojo annual traditional festival, still ongoing. So football is about community, where a lot of people should benefit from the community. Football should be isolated from the community. So when you want to name a football club or you want to have a football club, it should be a football club in alliance and the theory of the community. So Barcelona is not any other name other than the name of a city. Manchester City, like you know, is not any other name other than the name of Manchester. The owners didn't come and give the names, change of the name. No, I remember some certain years, All City, the new buyer, I think the time a man from Thailand was to buy All City. So he wants to change it to All Tiger. I could remember, but the stakeholders in English football did not enable him to change All City to All Tiger. They still retain that name. So that is why Amokachi was at this venue. George Aluo, the new chairman of the Nigerian League, Nigerian National League. Also, we have Felix. We have players like Friday Lao, Friday Echo, Austin Iguavon. All these men were at this stakeholder that happened at in Ikeja, where they had a press briefing on how community football everybody should advocate on community football. So the best you can start of a football club is not just about you, it's about the community you belong to, because it gives the community an identity, it gives the community a philosophy, an idea to fall back. But let me also give you out this. Before we look at this on community football, is the very fact that I was privileged to know that a lot of people told Ifeanyi, there's the past we have Ifeanyi Football Club. And I'm sure a lot of people say, Wada, Ifeanyi is from Inewi, if I'm not mistaken right now, and the football club is in Inewi. So there's a suggestion that Ifeanyi, a football club in the Nigerian Premier League, which is longer than the Premier League, was advised that why don't you just give this football club Inewi Football Club, so that people will be able to identify more with the football club, rather than giving, it's his own club, no doubt about it, but rather than giving that name, just your name, Ifeanyi Football Club. But there was no penalty for that. Obviously, that was not stipulated in the Nigerian Football Premier League framework of work as at that time. So it went ahead and we had what we call Ifeanyi Football Club. But, people are now saying that rather than giving a football club just your own name as the financer, as the supporter, as the sponsorer, why don't you give a football club to the community you belong to as a way of giving back? Enjoy this wonderful information given to us by Amokachi and George Aluo.
We all know how school sports currently is not that viable or viable. Let's just say it's dead. Trying to revive it back and getting those young talents, from the grassroots school sports. And if that is missing, why not a new initiative? And I think that's where the community cup has come in from 1xBet. And we just hope that it gets the mileage that it can from you, the medias, because pushing it forward definitely will bring unity. And the community cup is not just about football; it's the unification of Nigeria, making sure that Nigeria, we as the citizens, we as the indigents, come together and live as one and move the country forward.
Should be taken to the communities because the game belongs to the people, and community ownership of clubs is even what is making clubs in Europe thrive. If you look at all the clubs in Europe, all the big clubs everywhere in the world, Boca Juniors, name them, Manchester United, Man City, they are all owned by the people. And if you see the day Barcelona did their election, over 95,000 people voted. That shows you that the team belongs to the people. So now we should be experiencing that kind of thing in Nigeria. Football belongs to the people. Badagry, Ajegule, and all that, they should own clubs, and at the end of the day they will blossom and become big clubs. Look at Mighty Jet, for instance. They are in the NNL. Mighty Jet Football Club of Jobs is one of the massively followed clubs in the country, and the only thing lacking is the sponsorship. If such clubs are given the necessary backing, they will go play.
We all know how
moments, and I tell you, I'm sure you're already enjoying yourself on the show. We started with chess, and also we are talking about community football. So if you are in a community and you want to be a financer, look beyond yourself. That's what they advocate for. And so many people are talking about community football. If you belong, like George Aluo said in that interview, that Ajegunle, Badagry, Iyanokpaja, Ikeja, not just for Lagos, for all those states, you have to make sure that you identify with your community. Like you mentioned, Boca Junior. You also said about Barcelona, how Barcelona came out to come and vote, and it was so much good moment for Barcelona at that time. So it gives the community, the indige, those that have given themselves to football, more time to support. And more often, I also remember that there was a proposition idea by a former director in LMC, the league manager, now defunct. They are no longer there. They've been changing about, talking about somebody that giving Irabo, who said that clubs should be 50-50 percentage, that community should own 50% of football club. That means instead of Kano Pillars being owned by Kano State government 100%, why don't you just give 50% of that entity to the Kano State people, to people in Kano State, so that they can identify with it? Instead of you having what we call Ekiti United, or what some clubs you have, Gateway Football Club, Gateway FC is owned by Ogun State government. Take 50% of that club, give it on the community. Let the people of Ogun State identify them more. Let them pay stipend. They are the same set of people that will come to the stadium to watch. And it will not be difficult for them to release money to come and watch. Hence the fact that they also owns a share. So that's what we have been advocating for. That's what we've been calling for. That's what stakeholders in football gathered yesterday, where we have the likes of Friday Lao, Friday Echo. They all gathered together. Amokachi, also not forgetting the man they call Austin Guafon. Also not just stakeholder, we also have journalists, which also include TV 360 Sport Crew. I was there representing our crew to talk about how we can ensure that in the community there can be an identification, so that the community will benefit for whatever brands, whatever sponsor that is coming to come and support that club. The community will benefit as a way of CSR or as a way of giving back to the community. So these are what we should look forward to. These are what a lot of people have been advocating for. So if you are if you are interested in such analysis, such philosophy, such policy, there's a need for you to give back to your community by having what we call community football. The biggest football clubs in the world starts from the community. Biggest football, like we mentioned earlier, Manchester City and all that, they started from the community, because Manchester City is not a name of a person, it's a name of a city in England. It's a name of a city where people have, and you can see how our stakeholders, investors came to come and invest in Manchester City, but they did not take that fact, that identification, that belonging, that Manchester City is for the people of Manchester City. Manchester United is for the people of Manchester United. In London, we have Tottenham, we have Arsenal. Those people in London have identified with the clubs they belong to. So it's a good innovation. It's a good idea. So if you're in a position to ensure that you want to have football clubs, you want to have... it might not just be football club, it can also be a tennis club for the community. It might also be a badminton club for the community. It might be a swimming club for the community. It's an identification so that the community will not suffer. Even when we see government negligence in our community, if you identify with a football club, a sport club, the sport club, through the brands and sponsor, can give back to that community in the absence of government intervention. So it gives so much that we will not be relying on football alone, or on the government alone. We can as well give. But I'll now have to tell you and go back to chess. I'm sure you'll be seeing some of the clips right now. The Olojo Chess Festival, where the community also are in line. The Olojo Chess Tournament aligned with the Olojo Festival so that they can get, and that brought about the visit to Oni of Ife, because Olojo's chess tournament has been going on for a long time in alliance with the fact that they have to give back to the community. So it's something we need to look forward to all the time. So